Too many games, too many games, too many games. Welcome back. Thanks for having me out here. My name is Pat Contry. I've been on YouTube for 17 years. I'm an old man YouTuber. Pat the NES Punk. Have you heard of Pat the NES Punk? Do you like him? You don't have to say you like him. You don't really like him. This is the first time I'm in the vendor area. I think I hear someone's asking if they can get $5 off Dennis Sullivan's Indie Heat. I think I hear that out there. So this is I'm not used to this. I'm usually in a little bit more quiet area, but we'll have fun here. We'll have a good time. We're going to do some NES trivia. We're going to talk about my new NES book. We're going to discuss the 40th anniversary of the NES a little bit. It's this year in October. And I'll tell you about the N64 book if you want, and we'll do a Q&A. Does that sound good? And I'll do a little giveaway. If you answer some of the NES trivia, I got some pins. I have some Frank stickers, because you like Frank more than me. You don't like me that much, I know. And then I'll have the digital download code of a certain N64 guidebook. It's a $30 value. If you answer the tough one, well, that could be yours. Are you all set? Okay, well, we can still do the trivia without the screen, because I got the questions here. But I wanted to play a little jingle for you here, but we're having some technical difficulties. But that's all right. They're working hard for us to make sure things are operating. But yeah, so 40th anniversary of the NES. So how many of you remember 1985? A good amount. Okay. So I was, let's see, I was 5, kindergarten. In 85, most of us didn't even know what the NES was yet. You had no idea unless you lived in New York or northern New Jersey, because that's where they test marketed the console. They went to FEO Schwartz's, they went to the malls and set up and had to advertise it, literally like tracking people down, like, hey, try out this new video game console. People are like, what's a video game thing? Atari? Well, that stinks. And that's how they had to sell the NES for the first really 6 months. It didn't release US-wide until later in '86. They went to LA in the spring of '86 to the second, major market. So really for the first, you want to say even 2 years of the NES, or a year and a half, it wasn't a well-known console yet. It was still finding its legs until, '87 it started blowing up. In '88, you have, you have Nintendo Power come out. You have Super Mario 2 coming out, you have Zelda 2. So by '88, it was firing on all cylinders, for sure, by '88. I got mine the Christmas of '87. I discovered the NES originally around summer of '87. My friend Kevin, a bad Kevin. You're not all bad Kevins, he was a bad Kevin. He had an NES, and I went over to his house after school. I was in 2nd grade. In his basement, in a nice finished basement with a wet bar. I'll never forget it. For dinner, it was like a steak, green peas, and mashed potatoes. And we had it up on the bar, and we were playing on, you remember the low console TVs with the wood surrounding it? The ones that sit on the ground like furniture? We had Kung Fu Paws on the TV while we ate the steak dinner. I'll never forget that as long as I live. That was my first time playing the NES. And after that, I begged my parents for one all fall until Christmas season. I was like, please get me an NES, please. And that was like the best Christmas of my life. I put a picture of that from that Christmas in my Christmas video from a few years ago. I don't know if you remember seeing that. At the end, you see chubby, thick but quick 7-year-old Pat with the NES control deck set that came with Super Mario Brothers. So that's what introduced me to the NES back then. And yeah, it revolutionized the industry. As you know, it helped save the home game console market in North America. And because of that, that's one of the reasons why we're here, right? Give it up for Nintendo, right? Someone boo Nintendo? I'll have you thrown out. No Sega fanboys here. Now, so we're gonna do a little bit of trivia for the 40th anniversary. You wanna do that first? You wanna do trivia? All right, we'll do some trivia, and then we'll talk about my new NES book that I'm redoing, and the N64 book that came out in the fall that I have for sale here. But we're going to start with a question. So before we get started, put your cell phones down. No chat GPT. Let's be honest here. I know in like 10 years, we're not gonna have any brains anymore because of AI, but this is for knowledgeable Nintendo people. Raise your hand if you know the answer. I'll try to call on you. If you get it right, you can come up and you can get a sticker or a pin. I'll decide what you get based on how difficult the question is, all right? So I first did this a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago at SoCal Retro Gaming Expo. I'd say there was one guy who got like 6 of them. There was a few that nobody got. So you ready? All right, you're not really enthusiastic. You want to go find your Game Gear deals out there. All right, first question. What were the 3 Zapper games that were NES launch titles in October 1985? Your hand went up even before. Correct, come on up, get a sticker. You get a Danny Sullivan sticker, there you go. Thank you so much. I might have to limit this to like 2 or 3 per person because last time one person got like 6 or 7. You probably know this one, you know that. How many NES launch titles were there? You're in the corner of the glasses. What number? 17, correct. Wow, come on up. Wow, that's like a trick question almost. Because a lot of people will say 15, but they forgot the pack-in games. You get a Frank sticker, how about that? Here's a good one. If you don't know this, this is like NES Gamer 101 if you grew up. What was the name you entered in The Legend of Zelda to access the second quest? Your arm went up first in the black. Ooh, no. How about the gray shirt? Zelda it is. Come on up. Trick question. You get a limited sticker. Oh, you have the shirt to match. There you go. This one, no one got 2 weeks ago. What NES pack-in title featured games not developed by Nintendo in North America? New. Wow, this is like kind of a collector question a little bit. I'll give you 10 seconds. I'll count down. What was a new? One more in the red. Nope. It was for the sports set. It was Super Spike B-Ball / Nintendo World Cup. That's a tougher one. Oh, you knew that? You didn't answer it? You should have raised your hand. Here's a bonus one. Here's some bonus info. Outside of North America, there were 2 other sets with pack-in games not developed by Nintendo. There is the Ninja Turtle set, if you've ever seen that one, in the PAL one. It's a cool one, okay, with the first Ninja Turtles game. And I think it was UK and Europe or just UK. It was their sports set had Super Mario Brothers / Tetris / Nintendo World Cup. So that was only available in Europe. So that's like a hardcore collector question. Did you know that one in the grade? Did you know that one? No, that's it. All right, no stickers given out there. What was the first NES game to feature the Konami code? Oh, Gradius or Gradius accepted. Very good. Come on up. You get how about a See You podcast pick? No one got that one in Pasadena. Everyone said Contra. That's also a trick question. What NES game involves pushing blocks of ice to hit enemies? Blue shirt. No. I can see why you said that though. That's close. Who was the second hand up? Who was the second hand up? You answered before. How about the little guy in the end? I can't hear what he said. No, not Ice Time. That's a good guess though. Blue shirt. Kinkle Cubicle. Uncommon game. Very good. How about a Pat Pin? That's a tougher question. You guys liking the trivia? I never did this before. This is good. And I didn't use ChatGPT for this either. They would have gave me like Sega Master System questions instead. What was the last licensed NES game released in North America? Correct, Wario's Woods. I bet a Frank. What was the last unlicensed game released in North America? Sunday Funday. Wow, good job. Very good. So, Wario's Woods was the last in North America. There were PAL NES games released in '95, so it's a little bit. How about you want a limited sticker? There you go. Thank you. Another like sort of NES Gamer 101 question. How do you continue in Super Mario Brothers? Oh, you know? You got it. Oh, that was it. Oh, it escaped me for a second. What's funny about that one is it's in the manual. People forget that. Like that was actually in the manual. Hold A and press start to continue. So that makes it a bit easier once you get to like the 7th and 8th worlds like that. It's like one of the first continues I remember on an NES game back then. We got about 6 or 7 more. This one I gave away in the podcast. So but this was a question that no one got right. What was the only NES title to start as a licensed game, and then unlicensed game, and then became a licensed game again? And the answer was Pac-Man. And everyone said Punch-Out! I'm like, no, because even when they lost the license to Mike Tyson's, it was still licensed games, so that's almost like a trick question. That I guess I'm a genius for thinking about that. I didn't even think about it being a trick question. Okay, this is an easy. I almost just skipped this one. This is not sticker worthy. We all know and love Jar Mike, but what was the second and only other Rob compatible game? On the ends. Stack up, you got it. You want a Frank sticker? There you go, thank you. Let's see. What game featured a strong Noah and little baby Moses? You're in the back. Bible Adventures, all right. Give it up for Bible Adventures. I think that nerd did a video about that back in the day. You know that we don't like that nerd, do we? Yeah, sure. By the way, the line for the nerd signing is crazy. They had to cut it off. Crazy. He's gonna be here tomorrow too signing, I believe. We have 3 more questions. I'm running out of prizes. This is a tough one. This one might earn you, put your cell phones down, this might earn you the digital guide to the N64 book on a USB drive. It's a $30 value. At the height of the NES's popularity, around '89, what share of the home video game market did Nintendo hold? I think your hand came up with the red and white shirt right behind the beard. 92? No, that's very specific, but no. It wasn't 92%. I will take a little bit of a range, but you in the front. What did you say? 68% is not correct. No. We'll do one more try, because now you're narrowing it down. You in the beard. 90? You said 90? I'll accept 90. I'll accept it. Come on up. It's usually set around 80%, but I'll accept a little bit of a range. Sorry, 92 is too specific. There's a few sources that say like 80% is about it. I'll give you a sticker to the 92%. I'll give you a sticker too. I feel bad. You can come on up too. There you go. You want to download code? There you go. But 92% was so specific. I'm interested to know where that number came from.
I don't know.
Okay, it just.
I knew it was a lot. I just can't remember.
There are sources, a lot of sources from then say around 80%. You want a Pat sticker? Well, give it up for the shirt. This is a great shirt. I can't put that shirt up. I can't. You're rocking.
Thanks, man. I love it.
We got 2 more questions. 3 more questions. What game was initially intended as a sequel to a Nintendo first-party game before becoming a third-party game? In the black. You got it. Ooh, that was rough. Power Punch 2. Ooh, the timer was running down.
I had it in my head, man.
You got it. Well, your arm went up right away, so I was like, oh, this is a tougher one. 2 more. What was the original name of the power pad? In the red. I should give you credit. That wasn't, do you know the North American name? I should give you partial credit. Okay. That's the Famicom name. The Family Trainer. Come on up. I'm surprised you knew that one, but not the North American. So Family Trainer became the Family Fun Fitness Pad. Nintendo got the rights to it, became the Power Pad in North America. All right, take a pick. Well, I'm shocked that you got the Japanese name, but not North America. Wow, give it up for that answer. The Family Trainer. I'm like shocked that okay. I'm like, all right, last question. No one got this one in Pasadena. I thought this was one of the easier ones. What was the first NES game in North America to have a password save system? Yeah, you. What was it? Metroid, correct. Come on up. Wow, you guys are sharper than in Southern California. We're dumb in Southern California, apparently. How about a limited sticker? Thank you so much. All right. Well, that's my NES trivia. That wasn't bad, right? That was some hard questions, some decent ones. No AI used in those questions. They're all from my memory there. Okay, well, I was going to show you a couple things in the monitor, but unfortunately, it's like that's not working for me. But I'll tell you what's going on in my life right now. N64 book came out in the fall. It's been doing all right. And I thought to myself after the N64 book, that could be it on books. GameCube maybe, or Game Boy. But since the NES book has been out of stock for 18 months, and everyone's been asking me at the conventions and emailing me or on Twitter, hey, can I get that NES book? And I'm like, it's out of stock. I said to myself, why don't we redo the book? Because 10 years later, we're much better writers, the team, we're better editors, we're better researchers, and we're more efficient. So the team that helped put together the Super Nintendo book and the N64 book and the third print of the first NES book, we're re-editing the entire book from scratch, which basically means none of the listings of the 800 games will read the same. None of them. They will all be different. Some are rewritten a little bit, some are rewritten entirely. I've rewritten so far about 25 or 30 of my own reviews from 10 plus years ago when I was writing them starting in 2013. So we're doing that. That's a lot of work, but not as much as the N64 book, because we're not re-reviewing from scratch all of them. New cover art, new graphics on the cartridges, which I'll talk about in a second. And new sections we're going to talk about, for example, more of the international releases that weren't in the first book, because we didn't have room, a little bit more hardware. But one of the big things we're doing that I'm sort of excited about is we are doing all new cartridge graphics. So if you remember the first book, it was 2D art, and it was good at the time. The artists all did a good job. But for this one, we wanted to do photorealistic images, like with the N64 book. So world-class CG artist David Espinoza, who worked on the last Star Wars movie, he worked on the last Black Panther movie. He is doing 40 different NES card shells, photorealistic. The models for there's about 40 different ones, believe it or not, between all the unlicensed ones, 5-screw versus 3-screw license, the different colored cards for, you know, the gold, the black AVE, the blue color dreams, the black color dreams. I can go on and on. So we figured, let's redo the labels. Because the problem with the labels, all the sources online, if you look on Cover Project, if you look on all the, like, you know, the emulator front ends you can find out there, like Launchbox, they provide you with only usually the fronts, no spine on the top. And while you can find some that have both, it's not a lot. You can find something like on AliExpress or people trying to sell repros on eBay, sticker label replacements, but they're not always color graded correctly. So one of my friends, James, who runs the legendofnes.com, which is a big website for NES information and variant information and label stuff, he has rescanned well over 1,000 cartridges from his collection, because he has even more than me. He has all the PAL variants, he has all the Australian variants, so not all that's going to be in the book, but a majority of it will be. And so we are going to be having all fresh new cartridge art where you can see the top label with the front. To me, that's a big deal because there's a lot of good art that was actually on the front. It's interesting to see the different fonts, but sometimes, about 20% of the time, the artwork would go from the front over onto the lip, onto the spine. So that's not captured in the first book. It will be now. So to me, that's a big deal. So you don't have to cheer that. I just think that that's an impressive thing we're doing, and we're going to have the first archival quality complete set of NES labels that will, like 100 years from now, when we're gone, there will be that set of flattened labels that will be a reference, like a reference for history. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that means something a little bit, not just to, do the books and sell them. It's like, it doesn't exist. It does not exist. So that's a lot of work that we're doing, but we're doing. That's the other half, besides re-editing all the 800, reviews from the book. So that's what we're doing. So that we're gonna kickstart that and do pre-orders later this year, and that'll come out probably sometime next year. By this time next year, I would hope it would be out, that book. I hope. So that's the next thing I'm doing. So yeah. Other than that, still doing the podcast once a month. I have some NES Punk ideas in mind for videos. I just put out a 17th YouTube anniversary video on my channel a few days ago. I don't know if you saw that. So yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. So I guess we can do a Q&A the next 15, 20 minutes. If you want to ask me anything about the books, the N64 book, NES history, if you want to ask me about the Amico, you want to ask me about whatever's going on, you can feel free to do that. Did I hear the Mets? Did the Mets win last night? No? Whenever I start watching the Mets and they're doing well, they nosedive, unfortunately. It's sad. We have a microphone possibly? Oh, we have a line. Oh, you can line up. I didn't realize that. Oh, you can line up for questions over here with the microphone. I didn't realize that. Yeah, step on up.
All right. Thanks, Pat, for making your panels every year. I really look forward to it.
Can you raise the volume on that mic a little bit? Thank you.
I was just saying thank you. I really appreciate your panels each year. What's the difference between AAA first party has been having some issues with current and next gen, Nintendo seems to be a little bit immune to that. What's the difference that Nintendo's doing that maybe Xbox and Sony should do?
What's the difference in AAA releases?
Yeah, because like Sony and Xbox, they acquire and lay off big AAA studios, whereas Nintendo really hasn't had that issue lately.
Well, Nintendo doesn't overbuy studios and then doesn't know what to do with them a couple years later. That's one thing that's important. The other thing that's important is that Nintendo's first-party games are 100% exclusive and always will be. So that's like the other big thing. Is like at this point, Microsoft doesn't really care if you buy an Xbox anymore. They pretty much said that as long as you play our games, we don't care if you play it on Windows. We don't care if you get Game Pass. And it's like they don't care. So I don't know if 10 years from now there will be Xboxes. I have no idea. Like even the new Xbox handheld, they just basically outsourced that, like, so it's not even their hardware, just basically slapping their OS on it, the Asus. So it's like they don't really care. That's one of the reasons why Nintendo will never go first party. Never go third party. All the people that think that Nintendo's going to go third party, even though the Wii U failed, it's like, you crazy? People have bought the Switch 2 literally to play one game so far. To play Mario Kart Worlds. So yeah, that's pretty much the answer to that.
Just another quick one. Do you think this could be the last handheld with physical media, the Switch 2?
The last generation of physical media?
Not the last handheld, but the last handheld with physical media.
The last handheld with physical media. I don't know, just because people have to keep in mind there's always developing nations that are technologically behind us in terms of like infrastructure for Wi-Fi and internet, that they need a way to buy the games as well in the future. So I think there will always be some physical media in emerging markets, but here, that's probably a dicier question 10 years from now. I don't know. That's a good question though.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. You okay?
Yeah, I almost broke into the mic. Is there any game? Is there any game that you either don't own or own that you are most proud of owning, or just in general, when someone asks you what's like the rarest game you own, that's the one you're excited to talk about?
What's the rare game I'm excited to talk about? God, I love the big box Gyromite, just because it's so weird. Are you familiar with the big box Gyromite? So basically, as you know, when they originally came out with the NES, it was the entertainment system, which Rob, Zapper, Duck Hunt, and Gyromite. So that was on the market until, I believe, until '88. But if you got just the control deck set and you wanted to get Gyromite, you had to buy two things. You had to buy the game. You had to buy the big box Gyromite. Sorry, you had to buy the big box Gyromite in order to do that. So a lot less people did that because the Rob is a little funky and it's a marketing gimmick. So the big box Gyromite has everything that would have came in the big console set, but if you just want Gyromite. So that's my favorite thing because it's like so goofy how big it is. Have you seen it in person? It's like that big. So that's like the thing, I don't know, it's not exciting to me, but that when I found out that existed, like in the late 90s, I was like, that is so cool, because I'd never seen that before, ever. So that's what I get excited about, Big Box Gyromite. Thank you. I'd clap for Big Box Gyromite. I love that thing. So that would come on eBay. You would say, back in like, I'm talking like 98, 99, you would just search Gyromite. Because there wasn't Big Box Gyromite. Search Gyromite, and then you have to go through 200 listings and find one with that. I remember, this is before sniping tools. I'm like in college. I'm literally running back to like my dorm room to put in a last minute snipe, and I missed out on one. I almost broke my arm slamming it on the desk, how annoyed I was. It took me 6 months later for another one. I think it was like my sophomore year in college. I was running back, and I finally got it. It was like only $35. And now that's like, I don't know, $600, $500 or something. It's crazy. Yes?
What I wanted to ask, when you were doing the AVGN episode of the NES World Championships, when you were going to pull the games out of the car, were you just ad-libbing or was that all scripted?
We're pulling the games out of the cartridge?
Out of the box that, the nerd had.
We did an ad-lib. I have to remember the specific line from that AVGN video, but we scripted it out, but we did add some ad-libs here and there. I'm trying to remember, do you remember the specific line, or?
Well, did you really think you pulled out Zelda when you pulled out the gold card of NES World Championships?
I think that was all scripted. But I think like something like the coffee table line, that might have been ad-libbed. I forget. It's been that, but that was so fun just because we had to shoot that all in one day, and it was a lot of script. It's like a 17-minute video, and I was traveling for that. I think I was visiting my parents for Easter in Jersey, and the fact that we finished that video in one day was crazy, because that was a lot. I said, yeah, James, I got 1 day to shoot. He said, you have 1 day? I was like, we got 1 day to shoot this. That was like a 9-10 hour shoot day for that video. A lot goes into making videos like that. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you like Combat? Combat with the tanks? Combat. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Batman. I see your name here on the con, I think like every other year, and I try and catch you, but I feel like I'm always too late or something.
I'm here.
So I'm actually happy I get to see you this year, man.
Thank you.
And I haven't really been keeping up too much with the internet, so I don't really know. I'm gonna ask just like a simple question, man. Like, so how did you hear about YouTube? How did you get started in it?
How did I hear about YouTube?
How did you get into it? What made you want to make a video?
That's a great question. I'm not sure how I first heard about YouTube, to be honest. It was sort of like, hey, check out this video. Oh, what's it? Because back in the day before YouTube, maybe you don't remember, there were just viral videos that were on random sites, right? There were like quick time embeds, like Real Video. Was it Real Video Player? Remember that one from like the 90s that used to stream live, and it was like 1 frame a second. So I'm not sure how I found out about YouTube. I think someone just said, hey, it's a new video site. Because there used to be like 5 or 6 different sites to watch videos like that. And then, so I think that's what happened. And then, so what was the next part of the question? How did I decide to do videos?
Yeah, what was I guess if you don't remember how you got into it, I guess I'm curious, like what made you want to make your first video, right? Like what, if you can remember that.
So it was a combination of things. I was an NES collector at that point, obviously, and I also did short films. And I did a film in college. I did a couple of short films. So I said, okay, I have some equipment around. It's not the best, and I know a lot about NES games. So two things happened. The first is that yes, I did see a couple of James' videos in 2000, and I guess I discovered James' videos in 2007 or so. Like a lot of people discovered late 2006 when he started uploading. And I was like, oh, I saw Friday the 13th. I saw the Jason one. My favorite was Spider-Man. I told James that's still my favorite one. So that was one thing. I was like, okay, people are doing this. But the main thing that happened was this. And this video is still, I'm not trying to call them out. I saw a Three Stooges NES review that was really not good from like 2008 or so. And it might be still on YouTube. It was someone in a room with like remember the crappy like thin like Gateway 2000 microphones? Do you remember those? Someone playing an emulator, talking over while they played, and they had no idea what Three Stooges was, the IP. So they're making fun of the game, this is stupid, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, I love that game, I grew up with that game. So I said to myself, yeah, you like Three Stooges? I think it's a 3-star game according to a certain NES guidebook. It's above average. It's not great. It's not bad though. So I said to myself, I can at least do as bad as this guy's doing. That's what I said, to be honest. And that's why that was like my second video after Baseball Stars. I did Baseball Stars, then I did Three Stooges. So that's what got me into it.
Well, it was a real pleasure to know that, man. Thank you.
And
I'm happy to see you.
Thank you. And you're stuck with me here now because of that Three Stooges review. Hi.
Hey, Pat. Sort of a multi-part question. So, you've talked on the podcast recently that you are thinking about paring down your collection a little bit. And so the first part of the question is, how is that going? Has there been movement on that? And what has been like your criteria? Like what has to stay with you and what wants to go?
Okay, so I haven't sold anything yet. I think I'm selling about somewhere between 45% and 55%. It's going to end up being something like that. What's the criteria? I'm keeping 90% of the NES stuff. I'm keeping 100% of the TurboGrafx stuff because that's so small. It's like this much space. All the Turbo stuff is small, the library. And then I'm keeping probably 75% of the Super and N64 stuff, and maybe like half the Genesis stuff. But then like when it comes to like Atari and Intellivision, 80% of that's gonna go. Because I didn't grow up with those. I play the Atari, and yeah. Then I have a bunch of consoles in the box. And I started selling them here and there the last few years. Like I said to myself, do I need a dozen different boxed NES variants? I had like almost all of them. I was like, I'm okay keeping 4 or 5, not 12. And that got into my head. I was like, I think I can part with some of this stuff. So I have a lot of box consoles. I have like 3 or 4 different Genesis box consoles. I have the original Altered Beast one. I might keep that one, but I might sell like the Sonic one that was popular a couple years later, for example. So like that's how I'm deciding like what should I really keep here. I have probably 10 different GBA SPs. Like 101s. Like, do I need every color? Like, can I just have 1 or 2? Like that's where I'm trying in my head. Like, I think I can pare down here. Like, I have like stuff like I saw it out here for sale. Remember the Famicom GBA Micro in the box? It's worth like I don't know $300 or whatever. Like, I have that. Like, I'm never gonna play the Micro. I'm never gonna play it.
I have that too. It's pretty sweet.
It's sweet, but like I'd rather play just the regular SP if I want to do that. And plus, you have the Analog Pocket now, which is amazing. Shout out Analog Pocket and Kevtris, the genius for doing that FPGA. So anyway, so yes, that's my thought about that.
And the only last part of my question is, I know you guys talk on the podcast also about the Video Game Preservation Society. Has the work they're doing, is that like factored into your decision to maybe let some things go because you're like, it's going to be out in the world and so you don't need to keep it yourself?
No, what the Video Game History Foundation is doing is not they're not like preserving games themselves. Like the Strong Museum is doing that up in Rochester. Like they're preserving games like that. The Library of Congress is preserving some actual game stuff. That's not what I'm doing. I'm selling stuff. I'm going to sell it to someone who might sell them here. That's what I'm going to be doing. Because I don't have stuff that's of historical value where it's like, hey, this is like a development prototype cartridge for like Zelda 2. Like, I don't have that sort of stuff. I don't have a lot of advertising stuff that's one of a kind. That's the sort of stuff that a museum would want to have. You know what I mean? Random games that there's a million of, that's not historically, like you don't need to preserve that because there's always going to be a Super Mario 3 cartridge that exists. You know what I mean? Like, so that's not as big of a deal. That's a good question though.
Well, cool, thanks man.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
What's your opinion on Super Mario Special?
Super Mario Special?
Oh yeah.
What console is that again?
MSX.
Not too familiar with that version.
Oh, really? You didn't play that?
No.
Oh.
MSXs aren't something I see often. I think I might have. Is that the one that doesn't scroll?
That's correct.
Okay, so I knew that at least. That the one that doesn't scroll.
Yeah.
I think I played that at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo a year or two ago.
Okay.
Because it's not smooth at all.
No,
right?
no,
it's not. The MSX can't handle the scrolling.
No.
So that's a weird one. Yeah, there were some Nintendo releases on that are weird, right? Like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
There's also Castlevania. Totally different game from
The
NES.
Castlevania one?
Totally different game from NES. Closer to Castlevania 2, honestly. But secondly, with you clearing out so much stuff, when can we start to see you collecting PC 98?
Which one?
PC 98.
PC 98.
PC 98.
Are you talking about the tower one?
I'm talking about PC 98. Was it the 9801 or 9821? Yeah, Japanese computer.
I don't have that. Your name is stuff I don't have.
It's a rabbit hole.
What's that?
It's a rabbit hole.
Okay. Yeah, he's bringing up some tough ones. I mean, this is some Japanese stuff I haven't heard of before.
All right, thank you so much.
Super. Do you own an MSX? No, you don't? Okay. Also, the Metal Gear on that's supposed to be really good. Their solid, let's see, their Metal Gear 2 is the Akira Kojima one. Yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, so I have a question. Why did you want to make a book? So what was the main thing that made you want to make 3 books?
The main reason I wanted to do the books?
Yes.
Well, the time for the NES, I said to myself with Ian, I said, there's not really a book out there that's collecting all this information with this much detail, with the screenshots. There were books that existed, but they were all black and white text. And I think we should do better justice to the whole library, because there wasn't a book like that on the market at the time. We're talking 2016. You're probably, -1 years old by then. What are you, 11 years old? 12? Yeah, so back then in the old days, there wasn't a lot of these video game books. Now there's a lot more of them. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to do it for the NES back then originally.
So you just wanted to make a more advanced book that wasn't like all the others?
Oh, I'm sorry, it's hard to hear you. What was that?
So you just want to make a book that wasn't like all the others
Yes,
back in the day?
like full color, show all the cartridges for collectors and for educational purposes. That's one of the reasons we did it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Good question. What's your name?
My name is Hunter.
Hunter, nice to meet you. Very good question. No one's ever asked me that. Why did you want to do that book? It wasn't because it was easy, that's for sure. Hey, what's going on?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
So I got a little trivia question for you that just came through my phone yesterday.
You have a trivia question for me?
Yeah, well, my buddy sent this text yesterday, a screenshot of Super Mario Bros. 3 manual. And he says to like several of us from high school, and he goes, hey, you guys remember the anchor item that's listed in the manual? Does anybody remember getting that? And
Anchor?
Do you want to see the text?
You remember it's back there? You know there's an anchor in Super Mario 3?
There is an anchor item listed in the manual of one of the items in Super Mario Bros. 3.
You want to come up and answer?
Do you know how to get it? I'll admit I didn't, and several of us didn't know in the text. And this is just last night he sent this.
What world do you get that in? Is there a specific world?
Did you know the answer?
Is that where? Wait a minute. Is that where if you die, you go back to that spot?
No, it locks the ship. It says
It locks the
anchor.
ship.
This
Okay.
can stop these airships from moving.
Okay. Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't remember that too clearly though.
None of us did when he sent it yesterday.
Wow, that should be a question for the trivia. The anchor.
Oh, he might know.
You have a mission on that? Two. You said.
You have to finish 2-2 with exactly 30 coins to make a Toad House appear. No,
Wow,
but it's in the manual. So,
Wow.
Yeah, little piece. And I had to ask a question because she wants to, but I had to go
In
first.
my defense, I did not have Super Mario 3 as a kid. If I did, I would have read the manual, probably known that, but I didn't have it as a kid.
Okay. Did you want to answer your question?
Hey,
Do you play Pikmin?
did you ask about Pokemon?
Pikmin. Do you play Pikmin?
I have played it, but I haven't played a lot of it. But it is a cute game. Do you like Pikmin? She likes Pikmin?
First game she ever played.
Oh, that's
Pikmin 4.
adorable. That's
I let her
great.
just run around in like the hub world, and then she figured it out, and now she like wins the time trials and stuff, like all
That's
on her
great.
own. It's crazy.
Does she want a sticker? I'll give her a sticker.
Thank you.
I'll give her a pin. You want a pin? There you go. You're welcome. Sure.
Hey,
Hey.
how you doing?
Good.
Okay, so I want to talk about cheesing it in video games.
Cheese in it?
So I grew up in a time, and you did too, where if a game shipped that was broken, it stayed broken. First question is, do you exploit that when you play? And the second question is, what's your take on cheesing it, just in general, across all platforms?
You
And
take on,
time.
if it's not breaking the rules, you can cheese it. So what I would do in Street Fighter 2 with Ryu, I would do the knee attack with the light kick and then do the light sweep. And like if you hit the knee, you can get like 6 cheap little hits in. And my friends hated that. I wasn't cheating, just block my knee attack and you'd be fine. It was like a little cheap combo I discovered back then.
I always figured you as a E-Honda player then.
Why would I be E Honda?
Well, that's cheese right there.
You think E Honda's cheesy?
Yeah, just keep on doing the fist hit where you slap.
Yeah, but you can't, in the original, you couldn't move them forward. You were just in place. Once you move them forward and you get someone in the corner with the Honda, that's rough. That's a lot. They made him a little more powerful.
Well, my brother was younger and it beat him every time when I did.
He would kill you with the Honda? Ooh, toy. That's what he would say.
So that was the first one, and then how do you feel just in general about cheesing it? Even in modern days.
I think cheesing it is a healthy part of video gaming against friends to annoy people. I'm all for cheesing it.
Thanks.
We got time for 1 or 2 more questions, I think? Yep. Hey, you're back.
I'm back. So one of the great things about the NES is couch co-op. One of the best couch co-op systems. Who is one of your favorite player twos to play with? Family, friend, or maybe someone you want to play a game with?
A favorite player too?
Like a family or friend? Like
So
is he
my-
a good player too, or like?
My sister would force me to be Luigi. She said, no, I'm going first. That's sort of why I love Luigi, because I would always play as Luigi as a kid. Good old Kevin. Kevin and I would play a lot of 2-player game. He would cheat at Tecmo Bowl. He would look at my controller and see what plays I would select. I also had a friend named Joey, who was a big athlete, but also had a lot of NES games. So we like take turns playing like Ninja Gaiden, or play each other at pro wrestling a lot. That's what I remember from the NES era was honestly, some of the black box games, 2 players, even going back and forth or doing Ice Climbers was fun. 2 players back then. Pro wrestling was what we played a lot, 2 players, because everyone loved wrestling in the late 80s. So those are one of the ones that come to mind. I'm talking like 88 or so. That's when I had a lot of memories of playing 2-player NES. And then eventually later you get more sports games, the Tecmo Super Bowl, baseball stars. I played with my neighbor a lot. So those are ones that were good to play 2 players.
Oh, cool, thank you.
Double Dragon was not 2 players, the first one, unfortunately. You got time for one more question? Are we good?
I can ask one more. Until someone else. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, we got a last minute?
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, so Nintendo's playing it safe with Switch 2. Sony's got rumors of the PlayStation 6 rolling around. Microsoft has a strange take of play on whatever device you're going to have in your grubby little mitts. We're not sure what that's going to evolve into yet. What do you think is coming next?
What's coming next?
Yeah.
You're gonna get your generic gaming PCs and handhelds that will play everything. Just more Steam Deck stuff, the Xbox handheld. I think eventually that's where you're going, where it's just gonna be, hey, you have a Sony handheld? Load up Microsoft Game Pass and play whatever you want. I think that's where we're headed, except for Nintendo.
Yep.
Nintendo always have their own thing going on, but everything else is gonna be all combined together eventually. I think that's what is smartest for all of them involved, probably, to be honest. Because the hardware race doesn't make them money. It's just all the R&D and more expensive GPUs. It's like the money's always in software. That's where the money's at. So.
Yeah, it sounds like that's the path Microsoft's going down, and it sounds like they're a little bit ahead of the game.
All right, well, great questions, everyone. Thanks for listening to me ramble, and I hope you enjoyed the NES trivia. If you want to come say hi to me at my booth, I'm in the far corner from here. I have a big standee with the N64 book. You can't miss it. Thank you so much for coming out, and enjoy the rest of your Too Many Games, all right? Take care.